Hey everybody, this is TGray. We are, again, experiencing just a little bit of technical difficulty. Today we're on Facebook Live. We got to get our Zoom working. So hang on a little bit. We're just going to see if we can get everything working before we get started. Hey everybody, this is TGray. We are, again, experiencing just a little bit of technical. Okay, let's see if everybody figured out how to get on here. Just want to take a quick peek at Facebook Live. All right, good. I see the numbers are climbing there. Everybody found the training. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is TGray coming at you live from Houston, Texas, and I'm excited to share with you today our training. We do a Saturday training every Saturday, and what you want to do, folks, is you want to make sure that you plug your team in to the Saturday training, because this is where you learn how to build your business successfully, how to operate your business successfully, how to grow your business successfully, all of the things that you need to know in order to be successful in this amazing, revolutionary, industry disrupting company called iBoomerang. Isn't it special? Oh, it's just so amazing. I'm so excited about all the people that are calling and saying, hey, you know, we just want to learn, you know, all the information about iBoomerang. We want to learn, you know, what it is that is so special and is going so crazy about this company. We're hearing about it. We're seeing it on the internet, and it's just so exciting. I want to congratulate everybody who's been using our hashtags, hashtag iBoomerang, all over the place. That has been lighting the world on fire and getting attention. People are just wanting to know, hey, you know what? How do I find out about iBoomerang and become a part of this amazing company? So I just want to encourage you guys, definitely make sure that you are getting the word out. Now, what we're going to do today is we want to make sure that we teach everybody how to use all the great tools that we have at iBoomerang. And by the way, I know you guys are loving my iBoomerang shirt. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. We're going to have an online store soon where everybody can buy all this cool iBoomerang gear, like my iBoomerang cap. I know you guys are loving my cap and my iBoomerang bang bang with my boomerangs here. Boom, boom, I should say. So don't worry. We're going to have the opportunity for everybody to be able to get that. The folks who were at our live event in Houston had the opportunity to see that. So that was absolutely phenomenal. So what we want to do right now is we want to get to our training. Got a couple of folks managed to find their way onto our Zoom. Let me exit full screen here and try to see if I can do some things here to make sure that, there we go. All righty. Okay, cool. Excellent. So let's go ahead. We got a few things we're going to talk about today by way of topics. Here is what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover the replicated website. We're going to cover the back office. We're going to cover iDecide. We're going to talk about iGo, and we're going to show how to send a boomerang. And we're going to talk about how to explode with iDecide. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. Hey, I know my team has been trying to get the Zoom webinar working for us this morning. I'm going to tell my team, don't worry about it. We're going to make it through the way that we're doing it here. So let's start with the replicated website. Let's start with that. And what we're going to talk about here is this amazing website that was built by our marketing team and our graphic design team. They did just such a phenomenal job creating the most beautiful website in the industry, and probably one of the most beautiful websites on the internet. I mean, I could see this being an award-winning website, but here's what's really cool about it. It's set up as a replicated website. So obviously the main company website, you can find it at iboomerang.com, but did you know that you have your very own version of the corporate website, the replicated website? Yes, absolutely. Here's where you're going to find it. You're going to type your username.iboomerang.com at the top. So if you look at the top here, this is our demo account. It's called Demo User. And what we did is we've got demouser.iboomerang.com, and that brings you here. So now what can you do with your replicated website? Well, this is the website that you should use when people ask you for more information about the company, what's the website, or they want to sign up in your business. You send them to your username.iboomerang.com. So let's just say, make up a name. Let's suppose your username is Superstar. If you're going to sign someone up or somebody wants more information, you're going to send them to superstar.iboomerang.com. Let's suppose your username is Joe Smith. You're going to send people to joesmith.iboomerang.com. You guys get the idea yet? Okay, we'll do one more. Let's suppose your name is Sally Jones. You're going to send it to Sally. That's your username, not your first name, but you chose to use that for your iBoomerang business. Then you're going to send people to sallyjones.iboomerang.com. Hopefully you guys get that and you understand that. This website is exactly the same as the company website. What's really cool is anytime we update the company website, your site automatically gets updated as well. Now, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, there are two links. One says log in and the other one says join now. What we're going to do first is let's cover join now. I'm going to click on that and show you what happens when someone goes to join your business. It automatically takes them into the enrollment process and starts them at standby. Why does it do that? Well, that's because everybody starts at standby. This is where everybody has to start, okay? So I want to make sure everybody's with me. If you guys are with me, I just want to see, I'm monitoring the Facebook chat here on my iPad over to the side. I want to make sure that I'm keeping track with everybody. Good. All right, so if you got it, fantastic. So here's what happens. They click add to cart, and now they have the opportunity to select their optional promotional enrollment pack. Now, some folks have asked, do you get a credit for the $49.95 when you select your pack? No, they are two different things. You have your enrollment kit, and then you have your starter packs. They're two different things. So it's $49.95 plus one of these if the person chooses, because these are, as you see at the top, optional. So let's suppose this person chooses to go first class. And why would they go first class? Because it's the only way to fly. So they choose first class, and that adds to their pack. And now you get to the place where you fill in your information, and you look at the top here, and at the top where it says sponsor information, do you notice that it filled in your username already? So we did this on demo user, and look, demo user is at the top, okay? Demo user's at the top. Now the person can fill in their information, continue the process, and they will be joining your business. Isn't that the very coolest thing in the world? Here's what's going to happen when they sign up. They're going to get a welcome email, and you are going to get a congratulatory email letting you know that someone just joined your business and that you should contact them and welcome them to the family. So that's what happens with your replicated website. So somebody was asking, how do we sign people up? How do you sign people up, folks? You send them to your replicated website, tell them to click join now in the upper right-hand corner, and then and what I like to tell people also is make sure that when you get to the sponsor information field, that that your sponsor information is in there, and then they can proceed with confidence, and everything works just fine. We've had so many people signing up this week, thousands and thousands of people signing up this week, absolutely successfully. Okay, so now what do we want to show you? We want to show you how to get into your back office. That concludes the training on the replicated website. Now we're going to talk about your back office. So how do you get there? Again, you can start at your username.iboomerang.com. So we're going to go back to demouser.iboomerang.com. Okay. Got a lot of things going on here. Let's get there. All right, make sure we're on the right Wi-Fi. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, come on, site load. It's not a good time for the site to not load. Okay, so one way to do it is to do this. I know that the dev team is making some updates, and I did forget to tell them that I'm doing a live training. but the other way. Okay, there we go. So when your site comes up, you can click login from here. So let's do that. We're going to click login from the upper right-hand corner, and it's going to take us to iboomerang.com. Now, I want you to know that there's two ways to get to your back office. You can click login from your replicated site, or you can go directly to iboomerang.com. Now, what do you do next? Over here on the left side, you want to put in your username or your distributor ID and your password. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and plug in the information for demo user, and we're going to click sign in, and that's going to take us into the the back office. Now, this is a very cool back office because it's quite simple, and as we add features to it, it's just going to grow. But it's very, very cool in terms of how it allows you to build your business. What I want to do right now is I want to guide you through your back office. Now, I'll tell you what, this is one of the first times in my network marketing career that I've ever given someone a tour of the back office. Usually what I tell people is log in, click on everything, and see what it does, right? Just log in, click on everything, and see what it does. But what we want to do is make sure that everybody knows what's going on here. So let's start with the dashboard, which is where you land when you come in. Let's take a look at what we see on the site. Obviously, we have our iBoomerang logo up top. It is a hot link. It will take you back to the iBoomerang site. You have your iDecide link, your iGo link, your logout link, your information link, okay? And we're gonna go there in just a second. You have your dashboard, reports link, Boomerang link, commissions link, and your tools link. You have in your dashboard, you have how many people you have enrolled personally that are at each of these levels. So here you see I haven't enrolled anybody, but if I did, let's suppose I had 5 first class and 2 business class, 1 coach, and 1 standby, that's what these numbers would show. On the left side here is where we will have announcements, right? So right now we don't have any announcements, so it's empty, but you'll be seeing announcements popping up on this left side here. In the middle, you have your Boomerang widget or your Boomerang box that allows you to send out boomerangs. I'm not going to show that to you now because we're going to actually do a focused Boomerang training in just a few minutes and show you how to send out boomerangs. And over on the right side, you have your upgrade box. So you can see that demo user is currently at coach class. And if demo user wanted to go to business class or first, all they would have to do is select one of these and click upgrade now. Isn't that cool? That's how simple that is. If you're at first class already, the upgrade now link will disappear because there's no place for you to upgrade to, okay? Because you're already at the highest level when you do first class. Now, what we also want to do here is I want to show you, before we go through these other tabs, let's go to your information. So when you click on your username in the upper right-hand corner, it'll drop down, it'll show you your information, your email address associated with the account, and the opportunity to update your profile or change your password. So let's click on profile. And in profile, you'll see that what it does is it's going to show you your basic information. You can change your name, your first and last name, your username, your business name. You cannot change the email address associated with your account. If you want to do that, customer service needs to help you. And then you have your phone and your phone numbers as well. Your credit card information, you can change and update that anytime that you want to. And your address information, you can change and update that anytime that you want to. So you want to always make sure that your information is up to date. Let's go to the reports tab. When you drop down reports, you can see your personally enrolled report and your customers. So let's click on personally enrolled report. And what this is going to do is it's going to show you everybody that you have personally enrolled in the business. This is where you're going to see them. Now, we are about to launch an upgrade that will allow you to not only see your personal, the personally enrolled people, also known as tongue twister, personals. But you will also be able to drill down and see all the other people in your organization. So you'll be able to see your personals, and you'll be able to see their personals and their personals, and so on and so forth. And we'll even have an organization view. We can just kind of see everybody. So that should be, our intent is to release that today. So unless we have some unsquashable bugs, you will be able to see that today. And for those of you who are watching this as a video later on, this should be live at that time. You can also see your customers. So what's going to show up in the customer view are any customers who have accepted your Boomerang invitation and who have actually activated their account. So you'll be able to see those people here on this particular view, the customer view, okay? Now, in the Boomerang view, you're gonna be able to see all of the boomerangs that you sent out, right? So this is where you're gonna be able to see all the boomerangs that you have sent to people, and whether they are pending or used, okay? So when you send out a boomerang, they'll show here, you'll see everything from the person you sent them to, the information, the code that they were given, the date you created it, when that code expires, and we'll talk about expiration dates and all that in just a moment, and whether or not they actually used it, right? And so this view is for your individual boomerangs, and then the next view will show you all of your group boomerangs, because you have the ability to do that too. And we're going to talk about that when we actually get into the boomerang training part of this section. It's actually one of the coolest features in the world, that you can generate a boomerang and send it to a group of people. So in the group boomerang view, you'll be able to see the campaign name, which is the name you made for that group, how many uses you assigned to that code, how many are still available, what the code was, and when it expires, okay? The commission tab is a coming soon tab. So once we actually launch the e-wallet, this is where you will be able to manage your e-wallet and also manage your commissions. We're gonna also have a commission widget on the dashboard to show you what your future earnings are. So that's gonna be excellent. The last thing that we're gonna show you here in the current back office is tools. And so when you go to the tools tab, this is where you're gonna find all the tools that will help you build your business, whether we have videos, documents, images, and presentations. And we are in the process of uploading the most recent presentations. Right now, you'll see that the current iBoomerang PowerPoint presentation is available here under presentations in a PDF format. When we finish this training, we're gonna slice it up into a few different videos, and you'll be able to find them here in the video section as well. As we start to produce approved social media images, you'll be able to find them here under images, and you'll be able to find our company documents, like our policies and procedures and stuff, in the document section once we upload those. So folks, that is your back office. We're gonna go back to the dashboard, but that's your back office. It's very simple, it's very cool, and it allows you to manage your business, see what's going on, see your people. You'll also be able to manage the revenue side of your business from here, and also manage the customer side of your business as well. Okay, now you'll notice that we have some links at the top, iDecide and iGo. Now here's what we've designed. These are easy ways for you to get to your iDecide account and your iGo account. Your iGo account, we're gonna start with that. When you click this, it has what's called a single sign-on, meaning that you do not have to enter your username and password. So when you click this, it automatically opens a window that has your iGo account in it. And actually, it's not opening because I already have it open. All right. Now, here's one thing that I want to say. We've had some people say that my iGo link is not working. I'm clicking it and nothing's happening. That could be one of three things, okay? The first thing it could be is that you don't have, oh, this is my computer going slow. This is pretty crazy. First thing could be that you don't have an iGo account set up. All right, that's the first thing that it could be. And if that's the case, you know, customer service can help you with your iGo account. The second thing that it could be is that when you clicked iGo, your browser blocked the pop-up, because as you notice, it opens up another window. And so I noticed that the first time I clicked on iGo, there was a notification. It came up at the bottom of the screen, and it said, your browser blocked the pop-up. Do you want to allow pop-ups for this website? And it gave me a couple of choices. Just one time or always. So I clicked always because whenever I click iGo, I want the other window to open. And so I gave my browser permission to let it open every time. So I want you to check that before you call customer service. If you feel like your iGo link is not opening, make sure that your browser is allowing pop-ups, okay? And then the third reason it might not open is because you already have it open, okay? So make sure that that's the case too. It's kind of like when you lose your glasses and your glasses are right on your neck or on your face or on top of your head. All right, now let's transition, and we're gonna transition in a second, and we're gonna cover iGo. But one thing I want to say is that we will have iDecide on single sign-on as well in the future. Right now, when you click iDecide, it takes you to the iDecide website, and you have to enter your information, and we're going to do that in a second. So now let's cover iGo. So when you click the iGo link, it opens the window, and it takes you right in. There's also another way to access your iGo travel engine account, and that is to go to members.igoforless.com. You see it in the URL box up here, the address box. You can go to members.igoforless.com, and at that point, you can actually enter your username and password, okay? Which should be the same same email address that you use to create your account with iboomerang, and your same password that you use for your website. And if you don't remember it, you can log into here through your iboomerang account and change your password, all right? So that's what we've done here, and then you can see we have all sorts of links. We're not going to go through every one of the links. I just want to make sure that you can see the main links. Obviously, when you get to your iGo website, you have these tantalizing, amazing opportunities here. You know, they're kind of showing you what's available in the site and some of the current specials right now. For example, I got some specials in there. You save 47% on Las Vegas, right? So that's super cool. And so when you first come in, you're automatically on the hotels tab, okay? Automatically on the hotels tab. And so I'm looking at, by the way, a first class view. Your first class view, you see everything, and this is everything right here, okay? If I had a business class view, I would see hotels, cruises, cars, and flights, and I would not see the other ones, homes, weeks, marketplace, lifestyle, and timeshare, okay? If I had the the coach view, I would have hotels, cars, and flights. And if I had the standby version, I would also see hotels, cars, and flights, but I would only see 50% of the discount, just like a Boomerang customer would see, okay? So if you have coach, business class, or first, you're gonna see different things, but you will get 100% of the available discount. All right, so hotels looks like that. Let's take a look at cruises. Cruises looks like this. How exciting, right? Very, very exciting. The cruising makes you want to go somewhere. Car rental screen looks like this. Flights looks like this. Now, while flights is coming up, I do want to share with you all that there are no discounts on flights. Every once in a while, I have someone still saying, oh, the flights weren't cheaper. And I tell them they're not supposed to be, because the airline industry is not giving any discounts on flights. Their margins are so thin, especially after some recent world events, that there are no discounts to be had. So please make sure people that you manage your folks' expectations. This is here as a courtesy so that you don't have to go to 10 different sites to book a trip. You can actually book everything here, your hotel, your car, your flights, everything. This is meant to be convenient for you. Homes is super special. It's amazing, folks. I mean, homes are luxury vacation home experiences. I mean, look at this. It is just so absolutely special. I mean, you're talking, I mean, just look at what comes up right out of the gate. You know, you got penthouse residence in Lake Tahoe, California area, sleeps 8, bedroom 3, and it includes a personal host. That's someone who's going to make sure that your stay is amazing and shop for you and make sure the place is all set up. Look at this one in Costa Rica. Let me see if I can make my screen. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm going to do that for you. So look at this one here in Costa Rica. You know, Playa Flamingo, sleeps 10, 5 bedrooms. Like, don't you want to go there like right now? I mean, this is like so super cool. And so what I want to encourage you to do is to go ahead and play with your iDecide. Just click around and see what you can find and get excited about the different things, okay? We're not going to do that on today's training. We'll make sure we stay within time. But that is what you find on homes. Oh, and by the way, let's talk about good behavior, because we all love this iGo. We love this access that we have, but I want to challenge everybody to help protect it, okay? And one of the ways that we're going to make sure that we protect this is everybody has to become an ambassador for protecting the great deal and the relationship that we have with our travel agent provider. We, under no circumstances, can post comparison savings with hotel names on anything, okay? So don't go taking a screenshot and posting it, you know, of your great hotel deal and posting it on your Instagram or your Facebook. Because here's what happens when the Hilton Hotel sees that, they call our travel provider and say, you are in violation of your agreement. They don't say that person, they say you. And then our travel provider calls us and says, ibüümerang, you are in violation of your agreement. So let's just make sure that we are good boys and girls. We know how to do this, right? We want to protect this. Don't mess it up, because you're going to mess it up for everybody. All right, let's go to weeks. Let's go to weeks. Now, when we go to weeks, this is super cool, because what you see here on weeks are places where you can go and stay for a whole week and get an incredible deal. So let's take a look at some of the featured deals. Oh my God, this is good stuff. How many of you would like to go to Hawaii, stay in Maui, 8 days and 7 nights for $498 for the whole week, folks, the whole week. And not only do you pay this incredible low price for the week, I mean, 8 days, like, what is that? That's like, is that like, what is that? I mean, that's like such a small amount of money. $498 divided by 8, that's $62 a night, folks. That's crazy, right? A day, I should say. I didn't calculate. I should calculate on the wrong number. But on top of that, you're going to earn some reward credits. And as your reward credits accumulate, you can actually start to pay for things with your reward credits. So you're actually earning points or credits toward a free trip. You're saving money and you're earning points. That's super cool. All right, what's this? Tahiti Village in Las Vegas. 8 days, 7 nights, $551. Awesome, 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 awesome. Let's look at some more of these other ones. Oh, Orlando, right? What's in Orlando? Disney World, Summer Bay Resort, Orlando, 8 days, 7 nights, $320. $320. Let's pull out that calculator again, folks. $320 I'm going to do the right calculation this time. I'm going to divide by the nights, divided by 7. That's $45 a night. Come on, folks. This is absolutely tremendous. Okay, what about Mexico? Now, this ought to disturb some folks. Look at that. Marina Beach Hotel and Yacht Club, Mazatlan, Mexico, $114 for the week. For the week, folks. That's cray-cray. 114 divided by 7 nights. That's $16 a night. Who's going? Who is going? That is just bananas. Look at this. Dominican Republic Beach Resort, $359 for the week. I'm stuck, guys. I wasn't supposed to do this. I just can't help myself. And then Montego Bay, Jamaica, 7 nights at the water's edge, $696 for the whole week. So those are the featured weekly stays. And let me just tell you, if you are on your iGo and you don't see weeks, it's because you don't have first class. It's because you have standby, coach, or business, so you don't get to see this. This is a reason right here to be first class, to have access to everything. I mean, just think of it. If you're at, let's say, business class, any one of these trips alone, the money that you save covers your upgrade. Isn't that crazy? So I just want to encourage you guys, definitely give yourself the gift of everything by having full access. And then we have the marketplace. Let's click that tab. We have the marketplace tab. And on the marketplace tab, you get to rent and bid on exclusive resort weeks. So this is kind of like a bidding engine. It's kind of like an eBay type scenario where you say, okay, I see those Bougainvillas Club at the Sheraton in Puerto Vallarta, which you know is really nice. They only have one of those weeks left. This is a 5-star, and the bidding starts at $438 for the week. Come on, folks, that's exciting, right? So you can bid for those here. Look at the Royal Solaris at Los Cabos. We've got 25 weeks available, $138 for the week. That's where the prices start. You know, so you can come here and you can bid and you can find something really cool and take your family and just go and have a great time. So that's what Marketplace is. You can, right now we're searching all the locations, but you can drop the bar down and you can see different places. Okay, let's go to Lifestyle. And when you go to Lifestyle, there's a drop down. You can choose your activities, right? So somebody said, what are activities? Activities are the things that you can do at different places, right? So for example, things that you can do in Hollywood or New York or Montego Bay or different places. You know, theme parks are in here as well. You know, you can have all these different, you know, things that you can do to have a great time in different places. So what you do to find your activities is you type it up here, and she gives you a suggestion. You can type in Orlando, Florida. You could type in wine in Napa, you know, and, you know, you could see different things. All right, and then you choose your dates as well for when you're going to be in those places. You have emergency travel services, golf, gift cards, restaurant savings, which was really fun. I mean, I live in Houston, Texas. They have got lots of restaurants here. It's known for all the restaurants. And here, what you can do is you can buy, basically you can prepay restaurant. You're basically giving yourself a gift certificate. So for example, you can see what's advertised here, $100 restaurant gift card for $11. So you're gonna get a $100 meal, but you're gonna pay $11 for it. That's cool. Also only available in the first class version. You got worldwide tours and stuff like that. And if you have a timeshare, you can deposit your week. So again, iGo is really fun. It's, you know, we talk about the hotels, rent-a-cars, and weeks in the presentation, but you can see there's just so much more here that is available, and we encourage you guys to go and play with your iGo. All right, folks, how we doing? Everybody having a good time? I want to see some messages in the Facebook chat. Let's see. Everybody's excited. All right, cool. I love it. I love it. So let's go now and let's experience iDecide. All right, so we're going to shift gears now, and we're going to go to our iDecide training. Let me just go ahead and make some check marks so I know that I covered some things already. Okay, now, as a matter of fact, no, we're not going to do iDecide yet. We're going to shift gears and go to iboomerang. And so let me just say it right for the recording. All right, let's go into our boomerang training, where we're going to go over how to send a boomerang. So how do you send a boomerang? You go into your back office, right? And you're going to see that you have the boomerang box right in the middle of your screen. Now, of course, why do you want to send a boomerang? Because first and foremost, you want to put goodwill, good energy, good karma out into the universe by sharing the gift of fun at a discount with people. Now, what is your boomerang customer going to get? They're going to get a iDecide that will have everything, so it's going to look like the first class site. It doesn't matter what you have. If you're on standby coach or business class and you have the limited version of iGo, your customer will have access to all of the features of iGo. Here's the big difference. They will only receive half of the available discounts, 50% of the available discount. So they see everything, but they only get half of the discount, all right? Now, how do you send a boomerang to someone? You go into your back office, and what you do is you go to this boomerang widget or boomerang box in the middle, and you'll see that you have the ability to send an individual boomerang. What do you think that is? That's sending a boomerang to one person, an individual. Or you can create a group boomerang code. What's that for? Sending one code that's able to be used by a group of people. Now, you're going to notice it shows you your available boomerang. So that means excluding active, meaning boomerangs that have been sent out, that are pending or have been used by someone will be deducted from that number, and they're going to show in the pending boomerangs list. So let's send a boomerang to a friend of ours. Let's send our boomerang to Terrence Gray. That would be me, right? So I'm sending a boomerang to myself. Don't send boomerangs to yourself. You're using your boomerangs. I'm only doing this because it's a demo. I'm only doing this because I want to show you. Believe it or not, we've had people who have used up their boomerangs sending boomerangs to themselves. Why would you do such a thing? Boomerangs are like money. They are so precious. You wanna, I mean, just remember, like in our presentation, we show you an example. You send a boomerang, you got 10 people, they take one trip, they save $600 for the year. The total savings for that group is $6,000. You get half of that as your travel savings bonus. So you just made $3,000. Well, if that was 10 boomerangs, 3,000 divided by 10, in that particular example, each one of those boomerangs was worth $300 a year, right? So if that's the way things work, that's what a boomerang could be worth. What if those customers traveled more? Your boomerangs could be worth even more. What if they saved even more? Your boomerangs could be worth even more. So folks, you want to make sure that you are not putting your information here. What you put in here is the name and information for the person that you are sending the boomerangs to, okay? So in this particular case, pretend I'm not me, I'm demo user, I'm sending it to me. So let me send it to TGray at iboomerang.com. And I know you guys really wish I'd put my phone number in here, but I am not gonna do that because already some of you guys have my phone number and you are abusing poor little TGray. So we're not gonna do that today and add to the pain. No, I love you guys. I'm just teasing. All right, now notice this next feature. You have the ability, I crack myself up sometimes. You have the ability to set an expiration date for your boomerangs, right? Because what you don't want is you don't want to give somebody a boomerang that is not going to use it, that sits on it, right? And in the original version of how we used to do boomerangs, you'd send an email to a person, it'd get lost in their inbox, and then they would never set it up, and you have now officially lost a boomerang. It's kind of like you throw a boomerang out there and it gets caught in a tree and it never comes down. And so, you know what we decided to do? We said, let's make boomerangs expire. So you get to set the expiration date, 7 days, 15 days, 30, 45, or 90 days And if they don't activate it by that time, the boomerang comes back to you and you get to use it again. Isn't that cool? That is the coolest thing in the world. So let's say we're going to give Terrence 7 days to use this boomerang. If he doesn't use it in 7 days, we are going to take it back from him, okay? We're going to take it back from him. All right, so here's what we need to do next. We're going to click the generate code box, all right? So the way it works is you're going to generate a boomerang code. Boom, boom. So now we got a code. Now, what you do, here's the instructions to the left. You generate your code, and then you copy it to the clipboard. So we're going to highlight this code, and we're going to copy it. All right, so I copied it. All right. And then you send it to your prospect. Who sends it? You send it. So some folks are saying, oh, I generated code. My prospect never got it. You didn't send it to them. You have to copy it and send it to them and tell them to go to igoboom.com to redeem the code. So let's do that. I'm going to send this code to, in WhatsApp. I got a lot of WhatsApp messages since in the last few minutes. Here we go. My training demo group. I'm going to send it to, I'm going to send it to myself here. Say, Terrence, enjoy the gift of discount travel. Go to igoboom.com and plug in this code. All right. And then I give him the code and I send it to him. All right. So now I sent it to him. So now what's going to happen? Now he's going to go to igoboom.com. So let's do it. igoboom.com. All right. And then we're going to enter that code. So you see it's very cool when he gets here. Welcome to your exclusive iBoomerang site. Please enter your code. I enter the code. It's checking the code, and the code is good. All right. And so now you come to this beautiful site that says the person who gave you this iBoomerang wholesale travel booking platform has given you the code to unlock savings that will amaze you. Fun for you, your family, and your friends. Pricing that's not available to the general public. Now notice it says urgent. To unlock all the incredible benefits, you need to activate your booking engine by 3/22/2019. Why? Because I only gave them 7 days. Don't wait. Do it now is basically what it's saying. So let's go ahead and do it. Terrence Gray, Boomerang. No, what's my email? TGray@iboomerang.com. What's my phone number? Remember, 111-222-3456, because I'm not going to let y'all do that. All right. Take me to fun and savings now. And then it says, did one of you guys steal my code? Right? Did I use this code already? I think I may have used it. So let's take a look in my email and see if I already got the thing for this code. Hopefully nobody stole my code while I put it up on the screen, because that's also possible. I thought about that while I was putting the training together. But what would happen is I'm going to get an email. It's going to come here. And by the way, Gmail has a promotions folder that sometimes these things get trapped in. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you look for it in that box. But in any event, then the person will just be directed to, they'll get their password, their user password, and be able to go. Now, if they don't get the email and they can't find the password, don't worry. Contact customer service, give them your name, your TSA number, and the code you used, and guess what they can do? They can look up the password for that person. All right? Very cool. This concludes the how to create a boomerang section of the training. Okay, now let's go to iDecide. So iDecide is the most amazing and powerful tool on the planet. And what we want to do is show you how to work your iDecide. So here's what happens when you click the iDecide link on your, let me close WhatsApp, because Guys are messaging me. Okay. Oh no, I can't close WhatsApp. I need it for this part of the training. So y'all chill out. Stop messaging me during the training. Okay. So I'm going to turn my WhatsApp back on. All right. So when you click the iDecide link, it takes you to the iDecide homepage. And again, remember that what we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that iDecide is on single sign-on as well, and it takes you right inside and you do not have to log in. But for now, this is where it drops you. So you click log in, okay? And let's go ahead and log in to my test iDecide account. All right, so what happens here? It tells you, it's a very simple site, by the way. It doesn't do a whole lot of different things, so it makes life really easy for you, okay? So let's go through what's available. And I subscribe to the click on everything and see what it does philosophy of learning how websites work. You know, I want to encourage you guys to have childlike curiosity and click on things and see what they do, okay? So let's start with my account. The first thing you need to do on my account is you need to set up your email. And let me just change the email on this one. Okay, and then you put your phone number in so that you can get text messages. Now, by the way, if you want to get a text message when people are watching your iDecide, your iBoomerang presentation on iDecide, you have to make sure you have a phone number in here. Okay, you don't need any billing or whatever because your account is included in your iBoomerang TSA membership. Okay, so let's save that information. And now here's what we need to do. So now we need to, you see it says your names list is currently empty. Add someone suggesting that to you, right? But if you already had people there, you have in the lower left-hand corner the add contact link, and in the right-hand side, you have the post a link. So let's start with the add contact link. Add contact allows you to put a person's name in here and set them up as a contact of a person. And this doesn't send them an iDecide. It just puts them in your list of people that you can send an iDecide to. So let's suppose I want to send an iDecide presentation to Mark Kithcart, our VP of marketing. He's a rock star, right? And then let's also say I want to send iDecide presentation to Lori Spears. Now, I'm not going to put all the information in here. I can, but I'm not going to do it for now. Okay, Lori Spears is our director of travel, and she is a rock star also. So now here's what happens. They are now on my list of people that I can send an iDecide presentation to. Now, I had some folks tell me people aren't getting my iDecides. I've been putting their information in, but they're not getting it. And here's why. You have not sent it to them yet when you've done this part, okay? So in order for Mark and Lori to get an iDecide, I have to actually send it to them. Now, how do I do that? I click on their name. Notice when I hover over their line, it highlights, okay? And it works like this too. You can do it on your phone, okay? So it works on your phone as well. So Mark Kithcart, I want to send it to Mark. I click on his bar or his name, and now the send an iDecide box comes up. So now I am actually sending an iDecide. Before I was adding a contact, now I am sending an iDecide. Now I can actually have iDecide email it to Mark for me, but I never email anybody anything because people don't read email. Plus sometimes email can be a little weird. Depending on which email people have, they may block things. So what I like to do is copy the link into a text or email. You see how that's an option for me, right? You also notice that there's a drop down for the presentation. Right now there's only one in there. Good news, folks, coming soon. Your drop down will include iBoomerang Spanish, iBoomerang Korean, and other languages, and we'll be developing those over the coming weeks and months. Now, here's another thing that you want to know about the iDecide link that we're going to generate for someone. The link is unique to that person. So what will happen is that person, when they look at it, it's going to know that it was them. Now, some cool things have happened. Like my buddy Brian he sent out an iDecide link to one of his guys. Let's call that guy Joe to protect the innocent. And Joe liked it so much that Joe sent it to 10 people. Well, Brian, his phone was blowing up. It kept saying, Joe is watching your iDecide. Joe is watching your iDecide. Joe is watching your iDecide. Because when a person starts watching your iDecide, you get a message that says, Joe started watching your iDecide. We'll let you know when he finished. And when he finishes, it says, Joe just finished watching your iDecide. Here's what he chose to do. And so he was getting that like crazy. He talks to Joe, and Joe says, yeah, I got excited. I sent it out to 10 of my guys, and they all want to get started. So what do I need to do? That's how powerful this is. Everybody's fascinated by this presentation. But anyway, let's click next. And when you click next, it says your invitation has been created. Now, you have two ways that you can copy this and send it to somebody. The first is you can create a message. Now, up top, you have a default message. I don't like the message, so you can change the message here. Okay, so it says, hello, Mark Hithcart. I had this interactive animation created for you. Please let me know what you think, right? I could change that to, hey bro, this is the insanity that I was telling you about that has everyone going crazy. You gotta watch this. And let's talk. Maybe that's what I said to Mark, right? And what I can do is I can then click copy to clipboard and the whole thing is on the clipboard. Or I can just click this copy to clipboard and it's just gonna give me the link by itself, okay? So in this particular case, I'm gonna take my message because I like that message that I made for Mark. And now I get to choose how I wanna be notified. Do I want the system to email me when he watches the presentation and when he finishes, or do I want it to text me? Now, sometimes if you come here and it won't let you choose text, it's because you don't have a phone number in my account. So you gotta then go stop this process, go put the phone number in my account, come back and do it again, and then you'll be able to choose that. And then you notice it will verify and tell you it's gonna send it to the phone number that you put in there. So in this particular case, I'm gonna choose that, and I'm gonna copy that one to the clipboard. I'm gonna close this. And now I am gonna send the iDecide. They're not sending it, I'm sending it. And where's my training demo group? I'm just gonna copy and paste it in here. And now Mark can click this link and watch the iDecide. And if that was attached to a real phone number, it would show, I would get a text message that he started watching the iDecide presentation. One other feature that I want to show you is this post a link feature, which is absolutely cool because what it does is it creates a link that could be shared on social media and viewed by multiple people. Okay, so maybe you have a website or a social media page where you want to give people the opportunity to see your presentation. When you click this, it creates a link, right? That's a little bit different. And you can share it on Facebook, or you can just copy the link. And then what it does when people use this link is show you. When they click this link, my computer is going so slow. Okay. It asks them to put in their information. Isn't that cool? Right? So let's put in some information. Joe Smith at, this, I want to make sure we don't mess up somebody's email. Let's say Joe Smith, 88995567. Hopefully that's not anybody's email, at gmail.com. And Joe's number is 111-222-3456 because he copied me and he has the same number. And he clicks watch, right? And then he gets to now see the presentation. But here's the cool thing about it. When I go to my iDecide account and my names list, let's just refresh this. I'm gonna log back in. Oop, I forgot I changed my email. TGray at iboomerang.com. Leave that password. And then you see Joe Smith is in there. Isn't that cool? That is like crazy cool. Bet you didn't know that you could do that. That's super cool. All right. So that is very simply how you use iDecide. And of course, when people view your presentation, they are going to, iDecide is going to send you a notification that they viewed it. iDecide is going to send you a notification that they wanted to get started with your business, or that they wanted to become a customer, or that they wanted to meet you. Okay, so we'll dig into that and we'll do iDecide presentation later. But what I want to do right now, while we have just a few minutes left, is I want to give you a quick little training on how we can use iDecide. Okay, and I want to see something if I can. So here's the thing. First thing I want to tell you about iDecide is this, and this actually applies to boomerangs as well. And I want you to write this down. And as a matter of fact, I want everyone to type this in the chat. All right, we have over 1,000 people watching this live right now. And if you watch the recording, I want you to type it in the chat anyway, even though you're just watching the recording on your own. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write this down. No one should receive an iDecide presentation or a boomerang invitation that is not expecting to receive it. No one should receive an iDecide or a boomerang that is not expecting to receive it. I want to see that in the group. I'm going to say it again. No one should receive an iDecide or a boomerang that is not expecting to receive it. Right? You don't want to spam this out to your list. You know, you're making that list. You know, some people, you know, iDecide does a lot of the work for you. It does most of the work for you. But what you don't want to do is do none of the work. You don't want to make your list and then just start shooting iDecide text to them, and they don't even know what they're getting, because what that's going to do is that's going to burn your list. And then you're going to be disappointed. And then you're going to be sad. And then you're going to say, that thing didn't work. I tried that iBoomerang thing and it didn't work. And the reality is, it's not going to be that it didn't work. It's going to be that you didn't work because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, right? And that's what I want to share with you guys, which is don't spam it out to your group. Don't spam it out to your group, okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you call a person, and you want to make sure that you call a person and that you talk to them and you let them know that you're going to send them something cool, right? So, you know, let's suppose I call my good friend Edwin Haynes. I really can't recruit him because he's already in the deal as the GMA, the Global Master Ambassador, and he is absolutely amazing. I can't think of a better person to lead this thing from the field perspective, because he leads with such heart and integrity, and he's built massive organizations. He knows everything about how to be successful in this business, and he loves people. He loves helping people do this. But let's suppose that he wasn't our GMA and I was trying to recruit him. I would call him up and I'd be like, hey, Ed, it's T. Hey, man, listen, check this out. You know how we've been looking for the deal? Well, listen, you remember that guy, Holton Budge, that was just rocking it out and blowing it out, and he's at the top of all the lists in network marketing? The day we've been waiting for has come. He has actually started his own company, and it is crazy. And Ed says, hey, man, tell me all about it. I say, no, man, I'm not going to tell you anything. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to send you a link to an interactive presentation. It is cool. It is fun. You watch it, and after you watch it, then we can talk, okay? If it makes sense to you, great. If it don't make sense to you, no problem, but you check it out, and then we can catch up afterwards. And so I'm going to send it to you right now. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you. And I'll just go on my phone, or I go on my laptop and I generate the link and I send it to him right then and there. I text it to him, or I WhatsApp it to him, or email it to him, or whatever. I Skype it to him. I just cut and paste and send it to him. And then he says, I say, hey, man, check your messenger. Did you get it? He goes, I got it. I said, great. You check that out right now, and then let's talk later. And I know if he actually did it, because you know what happens? When he starts the presentation, I'm going to get that text message or that email from iDecide that says, Edwin Haynes just started watching your iDecide presentation, okay? So notice I sent it to him, and he is expecting to receive it. That's important, right? He's not going to just get a random text from me and, oh, look, TGray sent me some weird link. He might think that's spam. He might think it's a virus and don't want to click it. So what I do is I call him up and say, hey, I'm going to send you something. You got to check this out, all right? And it could be that simple. It could be that simple of a conversation. I might call up my good friend, Tanya Mazel Joseph, and let's suppose she's not in the deal. She's a prospect. I call her up and say, hey, Tanya, what's happening? Hey, listen, I know you like to ball out. You and your husband, you guys are living on that high class. I want to show you how to make another income stream. I'm going to send you something that's totally powerful. You watch it. I'm going to send it to your phone. You watch it, and then we can talk about it afterwards. Cool? Okay, great. I'm sending it right now. And then I send her the link. See, everybody who gets an iDecide from me is expecting to receive it. If I have that conversation with that person and I get sidetracked and I don't send it, that person should be texting me saying, hey, man, where's that link? Right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that people are expecting to receive it. And that's the coolest, that's the first way that you can use an iDecide to present to an individual. And I'm going to tell you this, there's not a person in this world who's not going to at least say, that was cool. I've never seen anything like that. And the whole point of that is you don't want to say a lot. I'm teaching everybody, don't say so much. Don't give a presentation before the presentation. Let the iDecide do the work. Let the presentation do the work for you. So they say, hey, man, why are you sending me that link? Why are you generating the link? Why don't you tell me what's the product? The product is, I'm sending you the link. You can watch the presentation. Man, TGray, tell me at least what industry it is. It's in the, I'm going to send you the presentation and you go watch it industry, right? I mean, that's how I do it, folks. I mean, have some fun with your friends and your people. I mean, you talk to them the way that is appropriate to talk to them. But the key thing is, I don't give them any information at all. And the reason for that is I let that presentation do its work. And then when we're talking afterwards, they now know that they can do it. Because you know what? When people are asking you a whole bunch of questions, they think they want the answer, but they don't really want the answer. It's like when your kids want cookies for breakfast. They think they want cookies for breakfast. They don't really want cookies for breakfast because it's going to give them a stomach ache. But they don't know that at the time, right? So when people are asking you all these questions and you are answering them, all you are doing is convincing them and showing them how hard this is. Because now what happens is they think they got to know all that stuff that you just showed them that you know. They think that they have to answer all those questions that you just showed them that they can answer. And they're thinking, man, I got to study stuff. I mean, when am I going to learn all this? I already got 5 jobs and 20 kids, right? So what you want to do instead is answer no questions. Send them the presentation. And then that way at the end, when they say, if they don't say of their own, I can do this. If they say, I'm not sure I can do this, you say, what is it that you're not sure you can do? All I did was send you a video. All I did was send you a link. Can you send someone else a link? Well, yeah, I think I could. Well, then guess what? You can do this. Now, if you did the whole Jabberjaw thing in the beginning, you can't say that because, right? I like to be able to say to people, what did I do with you? Well, you sent me that video. Can you send someone else the video? Right? The only way that conversation works is if you don't, yak it up and vomit all over them and show them how much you know before sending them the presentation. Keep it simple, all right? Let me share with you another way of using your iDecide. You can use your iDecide to do group presentations. So look behind me and you see my living room. You know what? This past Sunday, I had good friends of mine sitting on that sofa. Now, you guys have seen my presentations. You guys know I can rock out the presentation. I can get up there and tell you all about iDecide and how it works and all the cool stuff and all the details. And I know the numbers without even looking at the slide. But guess how much talking I did on Sunday? This much. Here's what happened. I pulled out my laptop. I hooked it up to the Apple TV, so it was projecting right on that TV, right over there, right? And when they came in, I had the presentation set up. The wife's name was Misty. I generated a link that said Misty on it. Think about it, folks. This is real cool. And I said, hey, Misty, you are flying the plane today, and gave her my laptop. You could give her your tablet, their phone, whatever the presentation's on, you can give it to the person, one of the people in the group, and let them fly it. Let them be the pilot for the group that day. In this particular case, it was a small group. it was her and her husband. I would have done the same thing if it was 5 people. I would have done the same thing if it was 10. And by the way, the more people, the more of a game it becomes when the choices start popping up on the screen. And the person who's flying says, okay, group, what are we going to click on? Dubai, New York. You know, we did this at the presentation in Houston the other night just to give everybody a sample. And we said, you know, what's the reason that we don't travel? Oh, this one, oh, that one. And so you're clicking on the different ones, right? And it's a lot, it becomes a lot of fun, especially that slide that's kind of going like this and the bubbles are moving around, and it's how many companies own them all. And you got to chase the number around the screen, which is, by the way, psychological, because it is actually getting the person engaged on multiple levels. They're not just watching. They're not just answering the question. They have to physically get involved in the presentation because the answers aren't even sitting still. They got to chase them around the screen. And I know the right answer is 2, but I listen for somebody to shout out the wrong answer and you click it. Nope, that's not it. Click it, getting warmer. That's real fun for everybody. So Misty is driving. She and her husband are calling out the answers, and they're having such a great time giving themselves a presentation. And by the way, when Misty's name popped up on the screen, she was super excited. She was like, wow, I feel special, right? That's cool. So what was really cool was when we got to the point where the calculators come up and you get to choose, you know, how many customers you think you could get. And you want to know what's real crazy? You know what numbers people put in those boxes? The numbers that they believe in, the number that they think that they can do, not the number that you want to project onto them. They put their own number in there. And that is such a moment. That's a really big thing, folks, when you stop and think about it. And so, you know, I was cool watching Misty and her husband, Carl. They were kind of going back and forth about the number of customers. And she's like, well, I think I can do 50. And he's like, I think I can do 250. And I could do, and they're just kind of debating. And this is when I finally opened my mouth. I just kind of said from the corner, I was sitting in the big red chair over there. And I said, do 50 first and then do 250. Kind of like the voice, you know, from back here. They go, oh, okay, we'll do that. And so she plugged in 50 and she was like, wow, right? And then they did 250 and he was like, whoa. And they were just really having such a great time with this presentation. And they totally forgot that I was there. It was the coolest thing in the world. And when they got to the end, they were ready to sign up. You know what? I did this with a group on Zoom. Right? Because y'all remember, for those of you who are in Houston, you know, and I got so crazy, I pretty much lost my voice. And on Thursday, I knew on Tuesday, sorry, I knew it was my turn to do the presentation. So I had to save just a little bit of voice so I could do the presentation on our Facebook Live. And so I had a group that I needed to share this with, and they were in France. And you know what I did? On Zoom, I pulled up the presentation, the iDecide, and let them tell me what to click and let them drive and let them fly the plane, and it worked that way too. So all I want to let you guys know is that now anybody can do it, and it's fun. And it was so cool on Zoom just to hear everybody saying, hey, click that one, no, that one, no, that one. And you know, I'm just doing what they tell me to do, and it was so cool. You know, what number you guys want me to put in the team building box? Put 1,000, put 500, put 1,500, put 2,500. They wanted to see different numbers, right? And some of them had built teams before. I said, well, how big was your last team? Oh, it was this much. Okay, I plug it in. Hey, if you did that over here and everybody had 10 customers, this is what you would make. Whoa, cool, right? So in any event, that's how you could use your iDecide. Now, check this out. It's been driving people crazy. I want to get Andre on here. I want to give you guys just a quick testimonial. I shared with you Brian's story, you know, where he sent it to one person. They got excited. They sent it to 10 other people, and 11 people joined because of that. That is like crazy. But now let's get Andre on here. Andre, turn on your camera. Get on here. There we go. We got my buddy Andre. Andre, welcome to the ibüümerang family. And first of all, Andre, have you ever in your remember that when we were syndicated, ever in your long-legged life? Yeah. Have you ever in your life had something like iDecide?
No, never, ever.
I'm gonna need you to speak up. Let's speak up a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me better? I said
yep.
never.
So never. So tell me, what do you think about iDecide? I mean, you've built some big teams in your life. You've had success in this industry. You know, tell me what how you feel about iDecide.
Man, it's one of the most powerful tools I've ever seen in 25 years. And my mind has just been boggled with this tool because I'm just thinking about duplication. The biggest thing is people always say, oh, I can't do a presentation. Can you come and do it? Oh, can you do a Zoom? Can you do this for me? And everybody can do the same exact presentation all around the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is going to create some insane, explosive growth.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we saw. That's what we thought, Andre, when we first saw it. And that's why everybody's going crazy. So absolutely everybody. The cool thing is when you get started on standby, folks, you get iDecide right out of the gates as part of your digital enrollment kit. That's why it's $49.95, so we can set up that iDecide account for you. Now, the other piece is we have a group from Traveris that is migrating over. They don't automatically get iDecide. You have to opt in to the $99 monthly subscription fee. I don't see why anybody wouldn't do that because iDecide is a powerful success tool. But Andre, come back on here. We're not done with you, bro. You were sharing a testimony yesterday about what happened with your iDecide. I saw you send some text messages. What was your experience?
So I got it yesterday, got it cranked up, and I sent out, very simple, communicated with people, hey, what's going on, touch base. Yeah, I was like, hey, got something, you got to see it. When you got 15 minutes? Oh, right now. Boom, I sent it, generated a link, sent it to them, and I had to do that probably maybe about 40 people. And literally the phone just started dinging. It was dinging, dinging. Bob is looking, Larry is looking, Mary is looking, such and such is looking. But what really blew me away was towards the end, it started showing, let me get to it here. It was like, this person is finished looking and they're ready to join. This person just got through looking. He has a 1 o'clock appointment set that he wants to talk to you at 1 o'clock. It was like, but here's the part that got me. For the person that's always worried about, well, what if they tell me no and they're not interested? You know, I can't handle the rejection. Well, it just tells you here, you don't even have to talk them. Hey, this person is done. They're not interested. You don't have to do nothing no more. But then it said next, this person is done. Get ready to join. And I'm like, oh, stick a fork in it. It is done.
Stick a fork in you and you're done. I love it. Absolutely love it. Man, Andre, what a great story. And I love it because you made this post that said, you made a post, and I think the post said something like, I've done 15 presentations today, but I haven't done one. You guys get it? Like, what did you mean by that, Andre?
Well, you know, the way I built back in the days, I had to, you know, initially used to go to the coffee shop or I would go to somebody's living room and, you know, I would go from house to house, neighborhood to neighborhood. And for me to do 15 presentations in one day, it's a 16-hour day. Mm-hmm. And I did 15 presentations and I didn't do not one of them. I didn't open up my mouth. I didn't talk. I didn't do any PowerPoints. I didn't do any calls. I didn't do any Zooms. I didn't meet nobody at the coffee shop. It was all done. And they all got the presentation the way they wanted it. So they were more interested in just saving money. You know, you always ask yourself this question, well, should I tell this person about, you know, making money? Or should I tell this person about the product and the benefits, how much they're going to save? No. They decide what they like. So if they like more saving money, that's what they look at. If they like more making money, that's what they look at. And they're in control. So it's no thinking. It's a no-brainer. You don't have to figure out, let me tell this guy about the product. Or let me tell this person about the money. Oh, this is a big network. He needs to see some big checks. They can see what they want, how they want, when they want, and boom! You get notified what they want to do.
Boom, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I absolutely love it. Andre, thanks for coming on and firing everybody up. You dropped some serious gold right there, just talking about how you know, people experience that the way that they want to. And I'm watching the Facebook chat and people are going crazy. And somebody just said, that is dope. I've done 15 presentations today, but I haven't done one. I love it because that is the truth. This is such a powerful business building tool. So we'll continue to train on this. We'll continue to show you guys how to do this. As the back office evolves, we'll come back and we'll do another back office training and show you all the new features of how that works. And we'll just keep making sure everybody knows how to do what they need to do. You know, I was talking with Holton Bugs last night, and I said, I'm excited to do this training because one of the things that I learned from my mentor, Holton Bugs, and I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this. And one of the reasons I'll never forget it, by the way, is because I have written this down in about 15 different journals, right? Mark and I and Ed, we were laughing because Mark helped me move, and the heaviest box was the box of journals, right? And you know, because when I met Holton Bugs and Edwin Haynes back in 2014, and I started 2004, sorry, and I started learning from these guys, I wrote down what they taught me. I'm never caught any place without my journal. And by the way, don't get jelly. This is my iBoomerang journal. We told you to come to Houston because there was lots of good stuff, and one of the things we had was iBoomerang journals for sale. So here's my new iBoomerang journal. Don't worry, we're gonna have an online store soon. But we were talking about the journals. So anyway, I won't forget what Holton taught me because I have it in almost every journal. Every time he says it, I write it down anyway because repetition is the mother of skill. So one of the things that he taught me is that there's 3 reasons why people who are able to do what they should do don't do it. Reason number 1 is they don't know what to do. Reason number 2 is they don't know how to do it. And reason number 3 is they simply don't want to. And it's safe to assume that since everybody paid their money to be a part of iBoomerang, that you must want to. So the reason and purpose for these trainings is to make sure that everybody knows what to do and knows how to do it. We are committed to your success. We love you dearly. I hope you enjoy these toys. It's like network marketing Christmas with this website, with this back office, with the boomerangs, and with iDecide. It's like you got 20 toys for Christmas. Which one do you play with first? Folks, go out there, build a big business. Make sure your entire team watches this recording. We love you. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you during the week for our incredible presentations. We have several awesome Zoom meetings scheduled for today. Make sure you're using those tools. Make sure you're using your iDecide, and we'll see you guys on the beaches of the world at a discount. Boom, we out. Love you guys.